So I know you're a lover of music, and one of the things that has always fascinated me is um, how bands stay together, but mostly fall apart,
Right.
um, and sometimes come back together. Uh, in uh, in our own time, U2 is been one of the most successful bands of the past 30 years, and has remained together for that entire period of time. Do you have a theory about why bands fall apart, or a theory about what has helped you two to stay together?
Oh, I was just listening to them on the way out here. Actually, it was um, Bono was on the U2 station, and he was writing a fan letter to Kendrick Lamar, and he was reading it aloud. Uh, I don't know. I think obviously he's a bigger than life person and interested in all sorts of things. And I think it seems like the other members of the band are particularly not interested in that, so they're not competing for the limelight. They're interested. I think the Edge is way more interested in sort of sounds, and I just don't think that. I think they're okay with that. That they'd prefer to have him out front, and they'll do the things they do, and it's like, okay, time for you to sing a song. So that would be my guess. I mean, they don't seem to be ego-driven guys at all. So I could be, I don't know them, but I've seen enough documentaries. That sort of seems to be the uh, dynamic there. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it plays into what you were saying earlier. I think they have the awareness of your gifts and awareness of your role. I think some people are really good at being a number two, and they would be really bad as a number one. And unfortunately, like, I've seen things in business where, you've got two partners. One is really good at being a number one. The other is being really good at being a number two. But someone gets in the ear of the number two and tells them, you should be a number one. And they break up a really successful partnership. And the person who actually is, their personality, their gifts, their skills are more suited to being a number two, because someone gets in their ear, they go off and try to become a number one, and it fails. And I see that, over and over and over again. I think, with the U2 thing, I think they have astounding awareness of their own gifts. And I think they have really clearly defined boundaries from the start, going way, way back,
Really?
you know?
That's why it's work, right?
Yeah. And I think they have each other's backs, you know?
I had conversation with my brother way back when I was first talking about bringing on my first partner, and um, one of the things he said that be careful when you're bringing in a partner, because you really don't know what you have yet. So it's kind of hard. And how are you going to value that? What percentage? And so be hyper careful about it. And as I know I wrote in one of my books, if you don't think your business is going to be the most valuable asset that you ever have, then don't start it. So, um, when my dad was talking about somebody who was cheap, he would say he threw nickels around like sewer lids. And I think people should throw equity in their business around like sewer lids. It's like, this is a heavy thing. You really got to be very careful about it. So I think that's, um, people just sometimes don't think of it that way. So that they get, well, this is going to be, I really need to do this to keep the person. And I think it's a huge mistake, for sure.
Mm.